hand if you can hear me. Great. So we're just going to take a few moments on our backs to start. Once you get there, just be comfortable, settle in. And just do a full body scan, starting from the soles of the feet and slowly moving your mind up the body. And as you go, allow everything to release, relax, letting go of any unnecessary tension in the feet and legs and lower body and abdomen and back and chest. Letting the hands and arms and shoulders relax. Letting the neck and the head and the face relax. Whenever you feel ready and comfortable, tune your awareness into your breath. And observe and feel as the breath moves slowly in through the nose as you inhale and out through the nose as you exhale. Keep repeating that. Inhaling slowly and deeply. Exhaling slowly, completely. We're going to spend 60 more seconds focusing on the movement of our breath. Taming the breath first before we attempt to tame the body with our asana today. A few more seconds here. If the mind has wandered, no worries, just bring it back to the breath. And that's something we'll repeat throughout our practice today. Very gently, you might bring some movement back into the fingers and toes. And maybe gently rolling the limbs from side to side. Maybe even gently rolling the head from side to side. And when you're ready, bring the legs together and arms along the floor overhead and take a nice long stretch. Just a long, deep stretch. And then we're still on our backs, and you'll bring your knees into the chest. And give them a hug. And you can gently rock a little side to side. We're going to wake up our core to start and build up some inner heat. So on your back, keep holding on to the right knee, extend the left leg out in front of you. And then you're gonna switch, moving with the breath, whether it's an inhale or an exhale, it doesn't matter. Keep moving with the breath as you breathe in and out and switch sides, going back and forth. Just some yogic bicycles here. If you want more intensity, you can lift your head up toward the knees as you move. Just a few more breaths. And then bringing the knees back into the chest, put the head down on the mat. You'll bring your arms out, spread eagle, palms down. Pull the navel in toward the spine and up toward the rib cage. And allow the knees to begin to fall to one side as you exhale. But before the knees hit the ground, inhale them back to center and exhale them to the other side. And then inhaling back to center, exhaling to the other side. Keep the navel and core engaged. As you move slowly with the breath from side to side. Some dynamic twisting here. And 2 or 3 more breaths to each side. And when you're ready, coming back to center, putting the feet down on the mat, and let the knees fall apart as the soles of the feet come together. You're in Supta Baddha Konasana. And if you want, you can rock the hips side to side here. For a few breaths. And then when you're ready, coming back to center. Bringing the knees back up toward the chest. You might cross the ankles and grab the backs of the knees and roll up and down the spine. Eventually coming over the legs onto all fours, or you might just roll to the side and meet us in all fours whenever you're ready. Once you've made your way to hands and knees, knees are under the hips, hands are under the shoulders, fingers spread wide. You might even point the elbows back. And keep the core gently engaged, gently pulling the navel in and up toward the spine. We're just going to do a few rounds of cow and cat. As you inhale, dropping the belly, looking up. Trying to stay long in the spine. And then exhaling, tucking the tailbone under, pressing that back to the sky, looking underneath you, pressing the mat away with the arms. Inhaling, dropping the belly and looking up. Exhale, arching the back, lengthening the arms, staying with the breath, inhaling, cow, exhaling, cat. Just 2 more times. Moving with your breath. When you're ready, coming back to center, we're going to bring our right hand in just a little bit, engage the abdomen and core, pull the navel in, reach up with your left hand and look up at the left hand. Nicely done. Take a breath here. As you exhale, we're going to thread the needle. Left arm goes underneath you, left shoulder to the floor. The side of your head might be on the floor as well. And you might take your right hand and press into the mat or floor and give yourself a little bit of a deeper twist. And taking 2 more Long, slow, deep breaths right here. And whenever you're ready, pressing into the right hand, sweeping the left arm and head all the way back up, taking a look, and then exhaling the hand back to the mat. We're going to bring the left hand in just a little bit, and we're going to inhale, sweep the right arm and hand up, take a look. On your next exhale, threading the needle, arm and shoulder come down to the mat, side of the head to the mat if you'd like, pressing the left hand into the mat to deepen the twist. And 2 or 3 long, deep breaths right here. When you're ready, pressing into the left hand, inhaling, sweeping the right arm up, reaching and looking, and then exhaling the hand back down. From all fours, we're going to meet in downward facing dog. So your hands are shoulders width apart, fingers spread really wide, pressing into the pads of the fingers to take some of the weight off of the wrists. You're going to reach your hips further up and back. Maybe the heart reaches for the toes and the head moves between the arms. If you're feeling really tight in the backs of your legs, you can bend one knee at a time and stretch that out a little bit. Being mindful of your breath. We're just going to take 3 more long, slow, deep breaths in downward facing dog, maybe coming to stillness, maybe finding more length in the arms and the legs, maybe even rotating the arms outwards so the elbows start to point downward. Really engaging in the fingertips. Wherever is most comfortable for you. One more long, slow, deep breath right here. On your next inhale, bend the knees, look forward, and we're going to walk the feet up to the top of the mat. Take a long halfway lift, press the hands against the shins, under the knees, keep the spine really long as you breathe in. As you exhale, let the upper body drop. Drop the head, drop the arms and hands. If you want, you can grab either elbow and let the shoulders relax, faces relaxed, head is relaxed. You could gently shake the head no if you'd like. You can gently nod the head yes. And if you want to, keeping the feet really rooted down on the mat, you can sway the upper body from side to side, kind of like an elephant sways its head, shaking it all out. When you're ready, coming back to stillness, coming back to center, maybe dropping the hands back to the mat, bending the knees as deeply as you need, keeping the head relaxed, arms relaxed. As you inhale, take an extra long inhale, slowly rolling up to top. The head is the last thing to come up. Resetting the spine here. Once you get there, maybe shake it out. We're going to meet in mountain pose at the top of the mat. You can have your big toes together, or you can have your feet about hips width apart. And generally, hips width is measured by 2 fists together. Once you get there, stand up tall. Allow the shoulders to relax down the back. Palms might face forward. We're going to take a moment here, mountain pose. Tuning back into our breath. Staying tuned into the breath as we move through our first round of sun salutations. from mountain pose. Inhale the arms up next to the ears. You might pause here, you might look up, you might even gently lean back, pull the navel in and up, keep the core engaged. On your next exhale, sending the hips back and folding with the flat back. Fingertips to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, get the spine really long. And as you exhale, you're going to step back to plank. You can pause here. Make sure the fingers are wide, hands under the shoulders. You can press back through the heels, or you can be on the balls of the feet. Wherever you are, pull the navel in and up. Find some length in the spine. When you're ready, you can either do knees, chest, and chin to low cobra, or you can chaturanga to up dog, moving at your own pace with your breath. Exhaling, chaturanga. Inhaling, up dog, shoulders back. We're going to meet in downward facing dog. You can always skip all of that and come right to down dog. Just for one more long, slow, deep breath. From down dog, inhaling the right leg up behind you. Pausing here for a breath, reaching the heel away from the hip. On your next exhale, bringing the knee in close to the chest. As you exhale, stepping the right foot forward between the hands. Take a look at your feet. Make sure they're on two separate tracks here. You're going to runner's lunge, engage your core, and we're going to meet in high lunge here. Your right knee is over the heel if you can. You can be on the ball of the back foot or pressing back through the heel, finding length in the leg and strength in the feet. Pull the navel in and up. Find some length in the spine. Take a breath in as you exhale. Hands come to prayer. Take another breath in. We're going to do a twist. So engage your inner thighs for stability. As you exhale, bring the left elbow outside the right knee. And you might wobble. That's okay. Just keep squeezing the inner thighs together, kind of like you have to pee. Find some more length in the spine. If you can, maybe look past the right elbow. One more long, slow, deep breath in here. As you exhale, bring the hands to the mat. Inhale, step back, high plank. As you exhale, you can either move through a vinyasa or come right to down dog. Meeting downward facing dog for a breath. And then inhale the left leg up. Reach the heel away from the hip, find length in the leg. As you exhale, bring the left knee in toward the chest and step the left foot between the hands. Runner's lunge on the other side. Find strength in your feet. Engage the inner thighs before you come up to high lunge. Relax the shoulders down the back. Maybe straighten the arms a little bit. On your next exhale, hands come to prayer. When you're ready, we're going to bring the right elbow outside the left knee for a twist. Find some length in the spine. Maybe lengthen the breath. On your next exhale, hands to the mat. Inhale, step back. Exhale, flow or come right to down dog. From down dog, bend the knees, look forward. Walk, step, jump, or hop to the top of the mat as you inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, get long in the spine and come up with a flat back. Arms reach out, palms touch overhead. Hands come to prayer. Setting up here, setting up the feet, you can either bring them together and squeeze the knees together, or you can have the feet about hips width apart. We're going to meet in a chair pose. Bring the arms up next to the ears. Pull the navel in, engage the core as you sit back, send the hips back, like you're sitting down in a chair. You can look up through the hands or just look forward. Maybe sink a little deeper. If your knees are apart, try and Get some strength in the inner legs here so they don't wobble or move too far inward or outward. Bring your hands to prayer. As you exhale next, left elbow outside the right knee for a twist. And again, when you twist, try to keep the knees in line and try to keep the hips lower than the shoulders. Maybe you look past the right elbow. And when you're ready, inhaling back to center, arms up. We're going to do the other side. Bear with us here as we work the legs out a little bit, exhaling, twist to the other side. Find some length in the spine, try and keep the knees aligned. Another breath here, inhale the arms up, exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, find length in the spine, hold that length as you exhale, step back, high plank, and either continuing through vinyasa or coming right to down dog. From down dog, inhale the right leg up, exhale, step the right foot forward between the hands. We're going to turn the left foot out, looking at the heels, make sure the heels are in line, and the back foot is turned in a little bit, about 45 degrees. When you're ready, inhale up, exhale, right to warrior two. You want your right knee basically over the right heel. Keep sending weight to the outer edge of the back foot. If you're feeling super tense in the shoulders, drop them, shake it out, and then gently float them back up, gazing past the right fingers, feeling the inner legs and knees move apart. From here, flip the palms. Inhale, reach forward a little bit and keep inhaling as you lean back, left hand to left leg, peaceful warrior, keep the front knee bent. Exhale, right elbow to right knee, extended side angle. You can reach the left hand past the head, palm down. From the left hand to the left foot, it's going to be one diagonal line. You can really press that right arm into the right thigh. Find some length there, don't sink into it. Keep the shoulder long. Maybe look up past the left arm. And then reaching up with the left hand like somebody's pulling that left arm. Inhale up. Exhale, warrior two. Flip the palms, reach forward. Inhale, lean back. Exhale, windmill the hands all the way down to the mat. Inhale, step back, high plank. As you exhale, you can move through vinyasa or come right to down dog. Finding length in the legs and the arms and the spine and the breath. One more breath here before we move to the other side. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale, step the left foot forward. Turn the right foot out, heels in line. When you're ready, inhale up and exhale, warrior two. Pausing here for a couple of breaths. This side might be a little different than the other side. Left knee over the heel, sending weight to the outer edge of the back foot. You might even find some length in the spine. You might tuck the tailbone a little bit under. Gazing past the left fingers. Flip the palms, reach forward, inhale, lean back for peaceful warrior. Keep the front knee bent. Exhale, left elbow to left knee, reach the right hand past the head, palm down. Extended side angle. Maybe sending that right shoulder a little behind you, maybe looking up past the right arm. Staying active in the left arm and shoulder so you're not sinking into it. And like somebody's pulling the right arm, come up as you inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Flip the palms, reach forward, inhale, lean back, peaceful warrior. Exhale, hands all the way to the mat. Inhale, step back. Exhale, flow or come right to down dog. If at any point during your practice you want a moment of rest, child's pose is always available to you, or you can come down to your back. Up to you. We're going to keep moving forward. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale. Step the right foot forward. Turn the left foot out. Inhaling up, exhaling again to warrior two. This time from warrior two, we're going to transition to triangle, so we're going to straighten the front leg. Send that left hip a little back. You can have a little bit of a bend in the back of the front knee here. You don't want to hyperextend. We're going to reach forward as far as we can go. Engage your belly and your abdomen and your core muscles as you move, and bring the right hand to the right shin, reaching the left hand straight into the sky. If your hand comes to the floor, that's great, no pressure. If you have a block, you can use that. Turn both shoulders back. Nice, and find some length in the spine. If you want more of a stretch in the side of your body here, you can reach the left hand forward past the head, palm down. Maybe even take a gentle lean backward. 2 more deep breaths here in triangle. And when you're ready, reaching the left hand straight up like somebody's pulling it. Come up as you inhale. Exhale. Warrior two. From warrior two, we're going to move to high lunge. We're going to turn that back foot forward, toes face forward. And you might have to shift either foot to the side to make some space between the feet, so they're on 2 separate tracks here. High lunge. Now, if you have space in front of you, we're going to go to warrior three. So you're going to send the weight to the front leg. Get really strong in that front foot. Activate the front leg. So to lean forward, you can keep reaching forward. You can bring the hands to prayer. Up to you. Launching up with that left foot, standing on the right leg, trying to get the back leg and the upper body in line with each other. You might even turn that left pinky toe down a little bit to even off the hips. And then we're going to step the left foot back to where it was. And you can bring the hands down to the mat. And inhale, step back, high plank. You can move through vinyasa or come right to down dog. From down dog, inhale the left leg up. Exhale, step the left foot forward, turn the right foot out. Inhale, up, exhale, warrior two. Pausing here for a breath. Straightening the front leg here again, setting up a triangle on this side. You might have a slight bend in the knee. You might send the right hip a little bit back, engage the core, reach forward as far as you can go. Left hand down to the shin. Reach the right hand straight to the sky. Roll the shoulders back. So the arms rotate outward as well. Keep sending weight to the outer edge of the back foot. And you might reach the hand forward if you want more of a stretch in the side body. And when you're ready, reaching up with the right hand like somebody's pulling it. Inhale up. Exhale, warrior two. And you might step the left foot out a little bit and turn your right foot so the toes face forward. We're in high lunge. And again, as we transition to warrior three, sending weight and strength into the left leg. When you're ready, you can have your arms next to the ears or hands in prayer. Bringing yourself up on your left leg, reaching back and up with the right foot. And you might even turn the right pinky toe down to level off the hips. Another breath or two here. When you're ready, slowly stepping back. The high lunge. Exhale, hands to the mat. Inhale, step back. Exhale, flow or come right to dog. From downward facing dog, inhale the right leg up behind you. As you exhale, step the right foot forward, Now we're going to turn all your toes to the side of the mat. So we're in this wide-legged stance here. And your fingers or hands can be on the floor blocks, under the shoulders. And you can let your upper body fall. And you might turn the hands around and walk them underneath you and maybe give yourself a gentle pull. It's almost like a wide-legged forward fold, but you're standing and upside down. Stay active in the feet. Bring your hands back to the floor under the shoulders. We're going to bring our left hand under the face. You can have palm down, or I like to use my extended fingers like a tripod or a five-pod. You can have a little bit of a bend in the knees if you need. We're going to open up to the right, reach the right arm to the sky, twisting here in Prasarita. Rolling the shoulders back, opening up. Taking one more deep breath in. Exhale the right hand down. We're going to switch sides, switch hands. When you're ready, long in the spine, open up to the left. One more breath in, and then exhale the hand back down. We're going to turn the left foot out, and we're going to bring our upper bodies over the left leg. And your right foot will turn in a little bit, and I even recommend stepping the left foot in a little bit to shorten that stance. So we're in a pyramid pose here. We're going to take a deep breath in, extend the spine, get really long, and exhale, fold over that left leg. One or two more breaths right here. When you're ready, inhaling, extending the spine, keeping the right fingertips or hand down on the floor. We're going to open up to the left here, taking a triangle twist. You can take as much bend in that front leg as you need, or you can try and send the hip back and straighten the leg. And then we're going to exhale the hand back down. We're going to turn ourselves all the way through center. We're in Prasarita again. You can increase the width between the feet, or you can leave them where they are. Bring your hands to your hips and come up to standing wide leg. Nicely done. We're going to take our arms and hands. We're going to reach behind us. We're going to interlace the fingers. Pull the shoulders back. Try and squeeze your palms together. If that's enough for you today, that's okay. Otherwise, we're going to, with a long spine, start to lean forward and fold over the legs. And you might let that double-handed fist drop toward the floor. You might squeeze the shoulder blades together and away from the ears. Just two more long, slow, deep breaths right here, giving our shoulders a little bit of love. Tough love, it might be. When you're ready, with the long spine, come back up. Release the arms. Shake it out. We're going to turn our right foot out toward the top of the mat. Turn the left foot in. You might shorten the stance again. And then bring the arms up next to the ears. And maybe try and keep both hips facing forward as you exhale, fold over the front leg. Fingertips come to the mat. You can have a slight bend in the front knee if you need. Take a breath in, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold over the front leg. Just 3 breaths here. When you're ready, lean long in the spine. Left hand or fingertips to the mat. On the inside of the left foot, you can open up to the right. Taking a triangle twist here. And then exhale the right hand back down. Turn the left toes forward. You're going to step your left foot a little bit back. You're going to inhale, step the right foot back. Now you're in high plank. And you can move through our very last vinyasa or meet us in downward facing dog, up to you. And from downward facing dog, we're going to take a few moments in child's pose, knees wide, big toes together, send the hips back, and allow yourself to relax with the forehead on the mat, arms stretched out in front of you if you'd like. Maybe relax the shoulders and the arms. Tune back into the breath. And 5 more long, slow, deep breaths right here. Every time you exhale, let something go. Release some tension somewhere in the mind and body. And when you're ready, you're going to walk the hands in toward the legs. We're going to sit up. We're going to bring our knees together. And we're going to walk the hands out, and we're going to come onto our bellies. We're going to start with a prone twist. So we're going to bring our left arm out to the side, palm down, and look at the arm and hand, the hands right out from the shoulder. We're going to bring our right hand in next to our chest, and we're going to push into the floor as we start to roll over onto the left shoulder. We're going to bring the right foot to the floor behind us on the same side the left arm is. And go gently. This is an intense shoulder stretch for some. You can lean in or back out as you need. 2 or 3 more deep breaths right here. When you're ready, coming back to center, and we're going to switch sides, bringing the left hand in toward the chest. Right hand goes out, palm down. We're going to roll onto the right shoulder, and then step the left foot behind you. If the left foot doesn't touch the floor, that's okay. Just make sure the right arm is reaching straight out from the right shoulder. And when you're ready, coming back to center, we're going to bring both hands in next to the chest. Bring your legs together. When you put your forehead on the mat to start, maybe you see your thumbs and your thumbs are basically under the nipples. Bring the elbows in toward the side body. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down the back. Squeeze the shoulders together. We're going to move into a full cobra here. You're going to press the hands into the mat, and you're going to start to lift up with the heart. You can stay in low cobra if that's enough for you today. Just keep squeezing the elbows in. Otherwise, start to bring the chest a little higher. Keep the hips on the mat, though. It's not up dog, it's cobra. Shoulders down the back and together. Take another breath or 2 here. And whenever you're ready, slowly releasing back to the mat. And from here, we're going to press back through child's pose with the knees together. We're going to pause here for a breath. And when you're ready, we're going to sit up on our heels. So we're gonna move to camel next and take one more back bend. If you need, I know that my knees tend to be sensitive, so I like to double my mat up for my knees. If you have a blanket or something to put under the knees, you can do that. If you're fine, otherwise that's great. So we're gonna bring our knees apart about hips width. You can be on your toes, you can have the tops of the feet down, whatever's best for you. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down. And we're gonna bring our hands to our lower back. You can bring the fingers and the palms of the hands to the lower back. I like to use the fists because I have some wrist issues that I have to accommodate for. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, try and move the elbows together. We're gonna start with the nose. We're gonna let the nose lead us. We're gonna start to look up, and then the chin follows the nose, and the chest follows the chin. We're gonna keep pressing our hips forward like there's an invisible wall here, so you're really strong in the thighs and the hips. And then you might stop here and lean back, taking a back bend if you can. Maybe your hands reach for the heels. And if you're on your toes with the feet, it's a little easier to reach. Just try and maintain length in the spine. If you feel anything that doesn't feel good, come back out. One or two more deep breaths right here. When you're ready, supporting the lower back before you start to come up. And once you get there, sitting back down on the heels, and just taking a moment in a neutral shape. Tuning into the breath again, of course. We'll take a seated twist. So if you're seated here on your feet with the knees together, we're gonna slide the hips down to the right. And your right foot will stay on the mat and your left foot will come around and outside the right knee. And you wanna shimmy the right foot a little bit so both of your butt cheeks come down onto the mat. And if you can, maybe the sole of the left foot is also down on the mat. Nicely done. I guess I'm trying to mirror you, but I don't know if the video is mirroring it already. I can't tell. You've probably done it before. Sit up nice and tall. You can bring the left arm up. You bring it behind you. Use it as a prop to keep the spine upright. And then you can do two things with the right arm. You can bring the right elbow outside the left knee, or you can wrap the right arm around the knee, pulling the knee in, and then you get a little bit more of a stretch in the hip as well. And then you might turn and look past the left shoulder. Tuning back into the breath, taking 3 to 5 more deep breaths right here. Whenever you're ready, coming back through center, maybe bringing the hands to the mat on the other side, and then taking a gentle bow. And then when you're ready, sitting back up, and we're going to switch the legs around. Setting yourself up for your twist. This side might feel a little different than the other side. So presumably, if we're on the same side, your right knee is in toward the chest. And you're going to bring the right arm up and down behind you. Use it as a prop. Bring the left arm up. You can wrap it around the leg, or you can bring the elbow outside the knee and turn and look past the right shoulder. We'll take 5 very long, slow, deep breaths right here. Then slowly, when you're ready, coming back through center, bringing the hands down to the mat on the other side, taking a bow. And coming back up to center, bringing both knees into the chest, feet together, wrap your arms around the knees, give them a hug, sit up nice and tall, find some length in the spine. Take a deep breath in as you exhale, bring the forehead down to the knees. And take two really long belly expanding breaths right here. And when you're ready, sitting back up, we're going to bring the legs straight out in front of us. So bringing the legs together and the feet might be flexed. We're going to do a standard seated forward fold. You might take your hand, reach underneath you, and pull what God gave you straight back on both sides. Find your sit bones. And finding length in the upper body. So seated forward fold occurs at the hips. It's more of a bend or a fold at the hips. Some people tend to just sort of roll their spines forward, but we're going to start with the hips. So bring your hands down to your hip bones. Take your thumb into the back of the top of the hip bone. You might find like a soft circular area. Press into that. Lift the chest up, pop it up, bring the shoulders back. You're going to keep pushing the hips forward. So you start the fold at the hip crease. And then when you're ready, you can bring the hands out in front of you. Keep the spine really long. Take a breath in as you lengthen some more and exhale. Maybe you fold more deeply. And then the back might start to round a little bit. And you might drop the chin in toward the chest. Keep the back of the neck long. And wherever you end up, find a point of stillness. Maybe close the eyes. And then tune into your breath, moving in and out through the nose. You might notice a lot of things going on in your body right now. And if it's going on in your body, it's going on in your mind. And I know we all have a lot in our minds right now. I invite you to ease into the busyness of that space with the breath, slowing the breath down and watching it move brings everything to stillness or something like it. Just two or three more long, slow, deep breaths right here. Whenever you're ready, finding some length in the spine again and coming up with a flat back. And then we're all gonna meet on our backs on the mat. If there's a reason why you might not have access to a shoulder stand or a plow, I recommend perhaps just finding a blank wall in your home and putting your legs up the wall or a door. Um, Otherwise, we're going to meet on our backs. We're going to bring the arms down next to the body, palms down, and we're going to start with our legs in the air. And you know what? You can stay right here if that works for you today. If you don't have enough space above your head, don't break your coffee table, just stay right here. If you feel like moving into a shoulder stand, you're welcome to do so. Maybe you start in plow, or maybe you just keep your legs in the air. We're not going to spend too much time in an inversion today. Wherever you end up, make sure you're breathing. We're going to be here for 5 more breaths. And by the end of those 5 breaths, we're going to start moving back down to the mat wherever you are today. We have one more shape to make together before we get to our final relaxation. I always like to end on the high note of the heart in fish pose, bringing the legs together and flexing or pointing the feet. We're going to bring the hands underneath us, palms down. So you might use your feet to sort of lift your butt one at a time. Get the hands underneath you, palms down. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Flex the feet. We're going to sit up on the forearms and the elbows and pop the chest all the way up. Press it up. Keep the feet flexed or pointed. And you're going to let the top of the head fall back down toward the mat. The head might come down to the mat and you might continue to pop the chest up, pressing the hands and forearms down into the mat. Two or three more long, slow, deep breaths into that heart space. Whenever you're ready, gently lifting the head and then releasing everything out from underneath you back down to the mat. Ultimately setting up here in Shavasana, bringing the feet apart about as wide as the mat. Arms go out, palms up. Maybe you tuck the chin in a little bit so the back of the neck is long. Maybe take one more long, slow, controlled, deep breath in. Maybe you sigh it out. Let everything go. Once more, scanning the body. And anywhere the mind encounters tension, giving that part of you permission to release, relax. From the soles of the feet up the legs, from the torso, from the hands up the arms to the shoulders, up the neck, the face, and the eyes and the tongue. Allowing yourself to sink deeply into the support of the earth, allowing the breath to return to its natural rhythm. We're going to pause here together for a few minutes. Taking one more minute right here if you'd like. Whenever you're ready, maybe bringing small movements back into the body. You might start to deepen the breath again. Maybe you move the head a little side to side, up to you. Honestly, if you want to stay here in Shavasana for the next 6 hours, nobody has anywhere to go. When you're ready, maybe you take a nice long stretch. Bringing the knees into the chest, you might roll gently to one side and make a pillow for the head with the arm. Pause here for a moment if you'd like. Eventually, at your own pace, making your way up to a seated position. Whenever you're ready, I'm just going to close class together with you all. I'd love for us all to join in an Om together. Taking a deep breath in. We're just going to exhale first. Now we're going to inhale for Om. Thank you all so much for showing up for yourselves today. I hope this practice provided you some strength, breath, and ease of mind. Namaste.